What happens when a self-proclaimed chef spices up a competition with lies and sabotage? The annual Willow Creek Cook-Off was the heartbeat of the small town, where neighbors turned rivals for a day, their pots simmering with pride and tradition. Karen Miller, a newcomer with a sharp tongue and sharper ambitions, strutted into the event claiming to be a culinary prodigy. Her boasts echoed through the crowd. "I trained in Paris," she declared, tossing her hair. But beneath her polished chef's coat, a secret simmered. She wasn't a chef at all. Her plan? Sabotage her rival's dish to claim the coveted golden ladle. Karen's target was Maya, a quiet single mother whose hearty beef stew had won hearts for years. Maya's recipe, passed down from her grandmother, was more than food. It was love, memory, and resilience in a bowl. Karen, with her fake credentials and a smirk, saw Maya's talent as a threat. As the sun dipped low, casting long shadows over the bustling fairgrounds, Karen hovered near Maya's station. The air was thick with the aroma of spices and anticipation. Karen's eyes gleamed with mischief as she swapped Maya's rich, savory stew with a watery, tasteless broth she'd prepared in secret. She stirred in a pinch of salt for good measure, chuckling at her cleverness. The crowd, oblivious, clapped as the judges approached. But the truth has a way of bubbling up. Unbeknownst to Karen, a young volunteer named Eli, a shy teenager with a knack for noticing details, had been watching. Eli, who dreamed of becoming a chef himself, admired Maya's dedication. He'd seen her arrive at dawn, carefully chopping vegetables and whispering to her pot as if it held her heart. When he spotted Karen tampering with Maya's stew, his stomach churned. Eli's hand shook, but he grabbed his phone, discreetly recording Karen's sabotage. He didn't know what to do with the footage yet, but he felt the weight of truth in his pocket. The competition reached its peak as the judges, a panel of local foodies and a renowned chef from the city, began tasting. Karen's dish, a flashy but mediocre coco vin, earned polite nods. She stood tall, basking in the attention, confident her sabotage would sink Maya. When the judges reached Maya's station, they frowned at the bland broth before them. Maya's face fell, her hands trembling as she tasted her own dish. This isn't mine," she whispered, her voice cracking. The crowd murmured, sensing something was wrong. Karen smirked, but her triumph was short-lived. Eli, unable to stay silent, stepped forward. His voice quivered as he addressed the judges, holding up his phone. "I saw her," he said, pointing at Karen. "She swapped Maya's stew." The crowd gasped as Eli played the video, the grainy footage showing Karen's sly movements. Karen's face drained of color, her chef's hat suddenly looking comically oversized. She stammered, "That's not true. He's lying." But the evidence was undeniable. The judges, furious, demanded an explanation. Karen's lies unraveled faster than a poorly knit scarf. She admitted she'd never trained in Paris, barely trained at all. Her culinary expertise came from binge-watching cooking shows and a knack for faking confidence. The confrontation was electric. Maya, tears in her eyes, faced Karen. "Why?" she asked, her voice steady despite her pain. "I worked so hard. This stew was for my daughter, to show her we can rise above anything." The crowd fell silent, moved by Maya's raw honesty. Karen, cornered to try to deflect. "It's just a competition. No one cares about your sob story," she snapped. But her words only fueled the crowd's anger. The judges disqualified Karen on the spot, and the organizer, a no-nonsense woman named Clara, took it further. She revealed that Karen had been caught exaggerating her credentials at a previous event in another town. The twist on Karen wasn't just a liar. She was a repeat offender. The fallout was swift and brutal. The judges, determined to right the wrong, retrieved Maya's original stew, which Eli had cleverly saved before Karen could dispose of it. They tasted it, and their faces lit up. "This," one judge declared, "is the soul of Willow Creek." Maya's stew was reinstated, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Karen, meanwhile, was escorted from the fairgrounds, her chef's coat stained with the shame of her actions. As she left, she overheard whispers of her deceit spreading like wildfire. Her reputation, like her bland broth, was ruined. In the end, Maya didn't just win the golden ladle, she won the town's heart. She stood on the stage, her daughter clutching her hand, and dedicated her victory to everyone who believes hard work and honesty matter. The crowd roared, and even Eli, the quiet hero, got a nod from the judges, who offered him an apprenticeship with the city chef. Karen, watching from a distance, swallowed her pride in silence, her dreams of glory as tasteless as the broth she'd tried to pass off as Maya's. The Willow Creek cook-off became a legend, a story of truth triumphing over deceit. Maya's stew, rich with love and resilience, reminded everyone that real talent doesn't need lies to shine. And Karen? She faded into obscurity, a cautionary tale of what happens when ambition curdles into malice. What do you think? Does pride always come before a fall? Or can someone like Karen learn from their mistakes? Share your thoughts.